What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. NBA season is around the corner, so I want to talk to you about the top 5 NBA players that's under the most pressure to either win or become a superstar this upcoming season. Let's get into it. So let's start off with number 5. Now, number 5 is a guy that needs to prove that he's a superstar, because all he is right now is still an all-star, and that's Luka Donic. Okay? You went to the finals. Now you have to prove you could be a consistent player that transform your team into a title contending team. All right? You got to be in the top 5, an MVP candidate, and you have to transform your team into a title contender. That's a mark of a superstar, a guy that does that consistently each and every year. Period. All right? Superstars are not made in the postseason. All right? Legends are made in the postseason because once you win a championship, you get to hang a banner up, and that banner you hang up is throughout history. It's legacy. It's history. Nobody could take it away from you. So Luka got to prove that he a superstar, other than just a guy that put up a bunch of inflated numbers that can't lead to wins. Now, number 4 is none other than Anthony Edwards. Yes, Mr. Anthony Edwards. You got to prove that you're a superstar, and you got to prove that you're a top 5 player without the whole, MVP candidate the whole year, the whole 9 yards, all right? You got to dominate the regular season and put that stamp, all right? So you got a lot to prove, and come postseason time, your team is already proven to be title contenders this early in your career because of the surrounding pieces. But you also have to go out there and prove that you are a consistent player. All right? Not an all-star, a consistent player that plays at a high level. That's the mark of a superstar. Man, I keep getting this.
$350 for a watch? Nigga, please.
Distracted. Look at this. It must be a fire or something outside, because you could probably hear. Can I cook? Every time I try to do something, man, people always come up with some distractions. Number 3, Jimmy Butler. All right? You're going to do this turmoil with the Miami Heat. You have to put up or shut up. It's time to play for a complete season. Be an elite player. Try to take it to the next level, because he is an all-star. He's not a superstar. He don't play consistent enough to be a superstar. Okay, superstars are consistent. They're not off and on players. It is what it is. And they got to win countlessly throughout the year. So you could look at that team and say, oh, I think they're going to win it this year, this title contender. Number 2, oh, he definitely got a lot of pressure. Okay, that's Damian Lillard. Okay, Damian Lillard. Yeah, you join one of the top 5 best players in the world with Giannis Antetokounmpo. You better go out there and try to win, right? You're going to have a lot of pressure on your back to get to the finals and close this thing out. You join this Milwaukee Bucks team not to put up numbers, not to put up stats to prove to the world that you could score, you could shoot the 3 ball. None of that shit is important. What is important is, can you get to the promised land and win it all? You got utmost pressure on your back. And number 1, the number 1 player that got the most pressure this season is none other than Joel Embiid. You got a Philly retool roster. You got your sidekick in Paul George. You got another sidekick in Tyrese Maxey. So you're the only one of the few superstars in the league that have a second and third option consistently. And you got good surrounding pieces. Yeah, you better not only just win the East, but you better go to the NBA Finals. Now, you are a superstar because you consistently put Philadelphia 76ers in title contention throughout the year. You just haven't performed in the postseason due to injuries and just not being on the court. And when you are on the court, some could say and make a case that you underperform. But a superstar underperforming in the postseason is not something that you take away from him. You can't say a guy's not a superstar because he underperformed in the postseason. If that was the case, then LeBron winning those MVPs on the Cavalier years and turning that team into a title contending team, he wasn't a superstar, right? No, but he was. So you can't do that. Okay, you choking and not performing in the postseason, that's on you, but you still labeled as a superstar because you won MVPs, you dominated the regular season, and your team is in contention to win the title each and every year. Mark of a superstar. Anyway, that's the top 5 players that's under the most pressure this year, headed into the season for the NBA. Sports out. Peace. Drink that coffee.